switching segments here. Number 5, Washington. As I mentioned yesterday, the Washington Commanders, and Mike Richmond ain't got back to me. I don't know if Mike wanted me to get his book soon or whatever. But by the way, Andre Gibson will be back on tomorrow. We'll talk about the Titans and Callahan, and we'll talk about the quarterback situation in Tennessee. So anyways, number 5, Washington. Washington has the number 2 seed in the – and you heard that right. They're leading the NFC East, but they have the 2 seed just behind the Detroit Lions. Behind the Detroit Lions in the NFC. They're top 10 in defense in points allowed. They're 3rd. That is correct. Washington is 3rd in total offense. Currently, Jaden Daniels is 2nd in completion percentage. He's got Rookie of the Year totally locked up. I've got the Washington Commanders as of this week. Now, I know that he's been a little banged up, but he played through it and they got the win anyways, you know. They've been destroying teams, actually, other than this Chicago game, which, you know, they kind of got lucky there. But Chicago got lucky in the Tennessee game, so it kind of evened out a little bit. I have Washington as of this week. This is just a snapshot, folks. Have the Commanders as the number 5 team in my Power 5. Now, number 4, Pittsburgh. Listen, folks, Pittsburgh from a consistency standpoint, defensive standpoint, they have played well defensively. They're 4th against the run. They're 2nd in total points. They're more consistent from a defensive perspective than a Baltimore. That's why they're leading the division. If Mike Tomlin did not play down to his competition, they could be undefeated at this point. They should have beat the Cowboys, and they, for bleeping sure, should have beaten the Colts. They should be undefeated right now, okay? But, you know, Russell Wilson, and even for the short sample size, Justin Fields, for what they have with Justin Fields, these guys have fit perfectly. They have fit perfectly in Arthur Smith's offense. So, you know, they did good with their defensive personnel as far as picking up Patrick Queen from Baltimore and free agency. Their defense is better this year. So I've got them in the top 5 at number 4. They're Pittsburgh. They're Mike Tomlin coach team. They can lose to anybody, and they can beat anybody. That's why I hesitantly put them as the number 4 team in my top 5. Okay? Buffalo, listen. Buffalo, since they've got their 2, they've got Terrell Bernard back and Ed Oliver back. That defense has really tightened up here. Their run defense is not the same run defense it played against the the Baltimore Ravens a few weeks ago, where Derrick Henry ran wild. They didn't. Oliver was banged up in that game, and Bernard wasn't even in that game. They're supposed to get Matt Milano back in December here. You know, you look at that. They're 5th in their run defense. They're 5th in points differential, which means they're really playing well. They're 2nd in point differential, only to Detroit. In other words, they're destroying teams. Okay, they're plus 11 in turnover differential. So they're getting turnovers. They're running the ball. They've got the Ray Davis, James Cook show, and you've got Amari Cooper. Just acquired Amari Cooper, playing off of guys like Keon Coleman. Khalif Shakur had the biggest game of the year last week. And, of course, you got Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox playing there. And one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league is Josh Allen. He had his first interception last week where they blew out Seattle, by the way, in 9 games. So they're playing well. I still say they probably want to add another piece defensively just to be on the safe side, rather than be an edge rusher or particularly a linebacker or so. But they're number 3 in my power rankings as of right now. And of course, I just made a note. They're coming off 2 big blowouts, too. They blew out Tennessee, then they went across the country and blew out the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. That was pretty impressive. Okay. Detroit, again, coming off another big blowout. Currently the number 1 seed in the NFC. They're second in turnover differential. They're first in points scored. They scored more points than the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. Scored more points than the Baltimore Ravens. Best run pass combination in the league. They're 8th in points allowed on defense. They still need to go out and get that extra edge rusher as well. I still think they should do something with Tennessee and get Harold Landry there. That's pretty good. Playing really high level football here. Okay, Kansas City, of course, 7-0, folks. I mean, they went out and got DeAndre Hopkins. People were wondering if Hopkins was going to do anything. His first week, the guy had 2 catches, 29 yards. He had 3 targets. We didn't even know if he's going to play the first week. He looks really good for what they do. He's going to play well. Hadn't you noticed that Xavier Worthy got a touchdown because of him? He's already playing an excellent decoy. And by the way, their defense, it's top 5. It's been consistent. It's more consistent this year than it ever has been. And, of course, obviously the Chiefs, best quarterback-coach combination in the